Just let it go. I know it hurts, but the right man for you will come. Okay? Well, this was what my auntie said when I told her that her daughter was responsible for my divorce. I'm a lady in my 30s, and a couple of years back, I found out my cousin was responsible for my divorce. And I did something. Now, here's how it all started. When I was quite young, I lost both my parents to a ghastly motor accident. And after the burial, my aunt, which is my father's sister, took me in. Ever since I started living with her, she treated me like a child. I'm gonna give her roses, like she really tried. She registered me in the same school that she registered her daughter. My aunt, as at that time, was married, but she divorced recently. So it was just I, her, which is my cousin, and how am I going to say? It was just sorry, my aunt and her daughter, which is my cousin. Now, from that very moment that I started living with them, my cousin and I became inseparable. We did everything together, went to the same primary school, secondary school, even down to our university days. Me, on the other hand, when it comes to relationship, I am lucky. I don't really have to do too much or stress about it. And I date men, right? But my cousin, on the other hand, she's unfortunate when it comes to relationship. There are some people that they'll do everything they can do and they'll still end up with the wrong person. They'll still end up with someone that doesn't treat them the way they want to be treated. That was the case of my cousin. Although I didn't use it against her, I always found a way to encourage her that she shouldn't worry, everything is going to work out. Now, just a year before I passed out of my, before I graduated from university, I started dating a guy. For the sake of this story, let's call him John. When John and I started, everything was fantastic. I didn't necessarily have to do too much. And John was everything I wanted in a man. He was attentive, he was sweet, he was kind, he was soft spoken, and he was intentional. So John just ticked all the boxes for me. Now, after my graduation from the university, John proposed to me and I said yes. Now, I took John to go and see my aunt for the very first time. And from there, she asked him a couple of questions. How did you meet her? What was your intention towards my daughter? Because at some point, I started calling that my aunt's mom, right? So she asked a couple of questions that every elder is supposed to ask. And long story short, she contacted other of my extended family, my uncles, and we set a date for our marriage and everything. After our marriage, of which my cousin was my chief bridesmaid, everything was going fine. My cousin, on the other hand, was still yet to even enter a relationship. And sometimes when we talk on the phone, she would tell me and cry to me that she doesn't know what she did wrong. She has never been lucky in relationship like this, that. And me, I always encourage her that she should not worry, that everything is going to work out. Now, this was one of the things that came as a big challenge to me in my marriage with John. Now, a couple of years, I think 2 years after we got married, we were finding it difficult to conceive. We went to the hospital and doctor confirmed that nothing was necessarily wrong with John. But I, on the other hand, I have infertility issues. Now, the doctor told me that this period I'm trying to conceive, I shouldn't do anything strenuous. I should just try to, be at home, like more of stay at home and relax. So that's, there are some people that don't have strong cervix. Like when you get pregnant and you do something that is strenuous, it can easily, you know, there can easily be a miscarriage. So that was my case. Now, because John wanted everything to work out for us and because he loved me, he asked me to stop working and promised me that the same salary that I was getting from my place of work, he's going to pay me. And he kept to his word. But over time, I started becoming bored. I was always at home. It's only me. He would go to work in the morning and come back in the evening. So I begged him that, okay, let my cousin come and live with me so that she will keep me company, and he didn't have a problem with it. Now my cousin came, I was happy, everything was fantastic. My marriage with John was still going fine. Now tell me why 2 years into my marriage with John, I was still yet to conceive. That's making it a total of 4 years now. John started behaving weird, right? As a woman, when you understand your man, if you see changes in his character, you will know. Me, I'm the kind of person that I give benefit of doubt to people. At first, when he started, I felt maybe John was going through some things. I felt maybe he was going through, no, men have their own struggles, right? I asked John, I tried to have a conversation with him, like, babe, what's going on, like, of lately, you've been distant. But he just told me that I should not worry, that, it's just, he gave me one excuse, and I did not doubt it because this man has been supportive. Regardless of me trying to understand my husband, the more I tried to make my marriage work, we were always fighting over little things. We had quarrels, and it got to a point that John suggested that we should go separately for a while so that we can both work on ourselves. When he told me this thing, I wasn't understanding, but it was like I shouldn't worry. Let's just go separately for a while, and we should both work on ourselves. So because I didn't want to force anything, I didn't want issues. I went back to my aunt's place. I was thinking maybe it's like separation of 1 week, but 1 week enter 2 weeks, 2 weeks enter 3 weeks, 1 month, 2 months. And each time I call John for us to see, for us to talk, he always tell me that he's busy. This. So, a long story short, I stayed at my auntie's place for 4 months. And that on the fourth month, John told me that he doesn't think he can continue the marriage anymore, that we should go. That he was asking for a divorce. When he told me this, I wasn't believing what I was hearing. I tried, I cried, I pleaded, but it's as if his mind was made up, and there's nothing necessarily I could do about it. I, on the other hand, I did not agree to the divorce. I was still having hope that something might change, that we're gonna work it out. Now, when this whole thing was happening, I noticed something with my cousin. She started adding weight. Initially, I thought maybe it's a new diet, or change of, I didn't think adding weight as a woman was a big deal. But my cousin started adding weight, that kind of weight that is pregnancy weight. Yes, that was what she was adding. Now, there was a particular day I went to the supermarket to get my, my things that I use for myself. That's when I saw a lady, a family friend. She knows me, she knows my cousin, she knows my aunt. In fact, she even attended my wedding ceremony with John. After exchange of pleasantries, this lady called me aside and told me that there was something she wanted to, she wants me to know about something, that I shouldn't be angry, but and she knows that what she's about to tell me, that long story short, she told me that my husband and my cousin are doing something, and my husband is one responsible for my cousin's pregnancy. I'm like, pregnancy? How? She's not pregnant. She said, yes, she's pregnant. That I should ask her, that she knows, and she knows that I don't know that. That's why she's telling me. When I hear this thing, I doubted it, because this is my cousin. This is someone that I see as my sister. I didn't even believe her. But because I was still curious, when I got back home, I called my cousin and I started looking at her like this. I said, and I'm like, I know what you did. Just tell me. That's when my cousin was like, I shouldn't be angry, but she didn't know she was going to tell me that she's pregnant for John. I said, which John, my John? She said, yes, that it just happened, and she didn't know what came over her. And given that I was finding it difficult to conceive, so John somehow convinced her that she should get pregnant for him. Hey, I started shouting. I was like, what? I can't really explain what I was feeling as at that time. But on top of this whole thing, my cousin did something that got me surprised when I was shouting. Before she was like, what is it? Why are you shouting? Are you the first person that this kind of thing will happen to? And so it happened. And so, as in, I saw another aspect of my cousin that I've never seen before. So, long story short, she got all defensive and tried to tell me that what she did the right thing. So me and her went into like back and forth talking to each other. Then my auntie came in. Then I told my auntie what happened. I know the most heartbreaking and surprising thing. My auntie knew all along. Her reaction made me understand that this woman knew. Then my auntie told me, it's not enough reason for you to fight your cousin now. Just take it as one of those things that happen. John is not the right person for you. Don't worry, your right man will come, that I should let go. I looked at these two people like, I've never felt this kind of betrayal before. The people that I never expected to betray me, they betrayed me. I couldn't just understand what was going on as at that moment. Out of anger, out of sadness, I took my things and I left my auntie's place. I stayed away from these people for over a year. I tried to heal, because I couldn't, I just tried to heal. And during this period, I heard that my cousin and John actually moved in together. Remember, I'm still yet to go with the divorce process, and that John was asking me. So there was one day, I was just sitting there asking myself, where did I go wrong? I was reminiscing on the things that happened to me. I lost my parents when I was young. I got married to a man. He betrayed me. My sister betrayed me. My aunt betrayed me. Everybody that was supposed to protect me betrayed me. And out of, should I say, the anger and the pain I was feeling, I snapped. Yes, I'm going to say I snapped. But although what I did not regret it. I contacted somebody. Yes, I did one or two findings, and I went spiritual. You guys understand? For the sake of TikTok privacy, I'm not going to really talk about it here. I went spiritual, and I brought the necessary information that was needed about my cousin. I gave it to the spiritualist for him to do what he needed to do, and he did it. Currently, as we speak, my cousin is still pregnant, and she has not birthed a baby. Yes. I know some of you is like, oh, why did you do it? I did it, and I don't feel bad about it. In fact, I feel happy that I did it. She's still pregnant, and she's still yet to birth a baby. They have been talking on the street. This one with this lady. I know that I'm the one responsible for that delayed. What I intend, she will carry that pregnancy till she realizes that what she did to me is wrong. If she doesn't apologize to me, she'll keep on carrying that pregnancy. I did what I did, and I don't feel bad about it. Some of you are going to come, oh, you are wicked, you are doing this. Let God be the judge. There are some things that will happen to you, you cannot let go. In my case, she took my husband, caused the both of us, caused separation between both of us, and she feels that, she did the right thing. That's why I went spiritual, and I did what I did. and I don't feel apologetic about it. This is not my story, but what do you think? Did she go too far? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next one.